Well, good day everybody. I'm out over on the walking trail. Beautiful morning here in Paradise. But that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is something that happened the other day in this town. And there was a big deal about the raising of the pride flag. That was the month of June. Somebody took it down. And the media and a few people went all nuts over it. Now, that flag to me is not about inclusivity or anything like that. That flag to me is a signal for all the people out there, okay? They are asking for permission. They want to see how far they can take what I'm calling the sexualization of children, okay? These corrupt teachers, okay, indoctrinated teachers, they want to see just how far they can take this. Because I tell you what, we're not talking about this enough, but it's very disturbing, and it's there's a full ramp up on sexualizing children in the States, in places in Europe, and in Canada, and now it's slowly creeping its way into Newfoundland. And you know what? We're allowing it to happen. And that disturbs me, okay? Like when I saw that flag, when I saw pictures of that flag, that pride flag being raised here in at an elementary school in Paradise, my blood boiled. I couldn't believe that this was allowed to go on. Like I said, this is not a piece of cloth being, this is not a flag. This is a signal. They're asking for permission to carry out this horrible, horrible thing that they're trying to do to children in school. Children, 5-6-year-old children, they don't know what sexuality is about. They don't even think about it. They should be, these teachers should be teaching math, science, and English, not all this shit that's going on right now. Teach the kids. You can do whatever you want in the confines of your own house or your own bedroom. Do whatever you want. But leave the children alone. Let them grow up. Let them decide what they want to do with their lives when they are consenting adults. Okay? So anyway, I'm out here this morning. I thought I'd come out here. I'm looking straight at the water right now. I won't turn my camera around. But I'm going to show you a video, and hopefully I can get it uploaded to my BitChute channel. I won't put it on YouTube because I know it'll get it taken down, or Facebook, so hopefully I can get it up. And I want you to watch this. It's just a short clip, but it might give you some insight, if you will, as to what's actually going on out there. Like, we're talking about, vaccines and masks and stuff like that. All serious topics, but there's a topic out there that we don't want to touch on, or most people don't want to touch on, and it's very serious. It's all about depopulation and programming the children. Because they're willing to wait a few years to make happen that agenda. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you watch this clip. I really do. It's and there's so much more information out there if you're interested. And as parents, I'm not a parent, but if you are a parent, you should be interested and wanting to know what's being taught to your kids in school. None of these things belong in schools, really. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. Everybody have a great day. So I'm going to get back to my my walk here. So from
They arranged acknowledged that children in kindergarten, or even younger than that, are now taught how to masturbate and how to sexually please each other. 5-year-olds know more about anal sex than you and me. Now please don't get us wrong. We are pro-sex education, and we do not believe in a sex taboo. After all, we are Dutch. But I mean, 5-year-old kids? Really? Children that young have no interest in sex yet. It's not natural. Planned Parenthood teaches very young children that sex is natural, wonderful, that it's all about equality and everything is permitted. Sure, they talk about consent, but do you really believe a 6-year-old or a 10-year-old knows anything about consent? Do you know what we're looking at here? We're looking at a license for pedophilia. Sex with a 10-year-old is called rape. If you don't believe that this entire movement was set up to normalize the sexualization and exploitation of children, we must tell you something about the Netherlands. We have an official political party for pedophiles, set up in 2006 and tolerated by the government. They have their own manual in which one can read how to gain a child's trust, how to sexually abuse it, and how to get away with it. When concerned citizens took the matter to court, the judge's verdict stated that the manual contained nothing unlawful, as texts about child abuse and child pornography are not prohibited by law. Pictures? Yes, but not texts. Therefore, the manual was officially acknowledged by the government in 2019. Under pressure from the Dutch people, Grapperhaus promised he would change the law and prohibit the manual. But, as we speak, nothing has changed. The pedo-political party, plus their manual, are still acknowledged by Dutch law. The party's treasurer, Van den Berg, stated that rearing is also about introducing children to sex. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? That's precisely what Planned Parenthood keeps saying, instigated and financed by the UN. The entire LGBTQ movement was set up by the cabal, taken over by Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and thus financed by Soros. Not to advocate equality, but to sexualize and exploit children, to destabilize the family and create confusion. We are pro-equality. We are pro-gay rights. As a matter of fact, we want equal rights for every human being. To us, it doesn't matter whether you're straight, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender or queer. But leave the children out of it. It is not okay if drag queens include children in their shows, or when they read stories to young children in schools.
Literacy program. The goal is to get kids excited about books, and particularly books like gender fluidity and or about gender fluidity, and giving kids queer role models.
All right, so does anybody in this room know how to twerk? And then you just move your butt up and down like that, and that's twerking.
Readings take place at libraries, museums, and other cultural centers in more than 30 cities across the country. Some are small affairs, but many, like the one in Washington, D.C., play to full houses.
It's just really been obvious that there was a need for this in our community.
The library partnered with the D.C. chapter of Drag Queen Story Hour to bring the family-friendly events to the nation's capital.
We are grooming the new generation of Americans.
she's the devious diva you could ever think of. Hello, my name is Nemes. I am 9 years old, and I am a drag princess named Lactatia.
It is not okay when parents talk their children into wanting to have a sex change. In countries like Australia and Canada, you can go to prison when you try to discourage your child from having a sex change. That's right. When your little girl comes home one day and tells you she wants a sex change, don't you dare ask her to wait a few more years until she's absolutely certain. You can get up to 10 years behind bars.
Boston Children's Hospital, which is the first clinic for transgender youth in the U.S. Since 2007, they've treated hundreds of children and teens.
In the past couple of years, our volume has just about doubled.
Oh, and just in case you think LGBTQ is quite a lot to wrap your head around, it has now been extended and is actually called LGBTQIA+. This is now taught in schools. Recent studies have shown that more and more children are confused about their gender identity. Why are we not surprised? What we are looking at here has nothing to do with tolerance, acceptance, or equality. This is a political agenda. See the bigger picture? Family planning at its finest. Destroy the family and prevent procreation. Depopulation in yet another disguise. Remember how we started this episode? We really believed it would all fit in part 15. But the more we researched, the more we discovered. And to our own shock, now that we have reached our crucial half hour, there are still 3 topics left. Depopulation truly entailed much, much more than we believed upon starting our quest. And so, we invite you to join us for more madness in part 16.